Uh, Hello students, I am Rakesh Parasu. I'm a botany faculty here and I'll be teaching with the first chapter of class 11th, that is the living world. If we really think of this chapter class, many of us ignore this chapter, and the simple reason behind this is this, that we normally do not understand what to study and what not to study in this chapter. But if we look at the entrance examination point of view, we find that for last 4 and 5 years, in every examination, a single question has been asked. So as far as PMT exams are concerned, this chapter is very important. Nevertheless, if we take this chapter in a simple way also, this chapter holds its importance in a fact that it helps us to understand the basic principles of biology, the basic things that you are going to study in later on. So this chapter cannot be ignored at all. So class, we are going to start the chapter. The name of the chapter, as we see, is the living world. The name of the chapter is the living world. It starts with life. आपसे कोई पूछे कि लाइफ क्या है, सो क्या डेफिनेशन होगा आपका लाइफ के लिए, कैसे आप बोलोगे लाइफ को? सो क्लास, if someone asks you to define life, what you are going to say? You are going to say that life is a complex organization. Complex organization of what? Of molecules. And this is capable of expressing itself through different types of chemical reaction. Okay? So what is life? Life is a complex organization of molecules which is able to express itself through different types of chemical reaction. So this is what we call as life. Some people say that should we add the word unique? तो हाँ, हम लोग यूनिक वर्ड को भी यूज कर सकते हैं. लाइफ अपने आप में एक ऐसा चीज है जो काफी कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से बना हुआ है और काबिलियत रखता है अपने हर एक फीलिंग को एक्सप्रेस करने का थ्रू डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शन. नाउ क्लास, features of लाइफ. लाइफ के फीचर्स क्या होते हैं? नाउ, इसके पहला फीचर्स है ग्रोथ. दूसरा रिप्रोडक्शन. तीसरा मेटाबॉलिज्म. फोर्थ कॉन्शियसनेस. ग्रोथ, रिप्रोडक्शन, मेटाबॉलिज्म, कॉन्शियसनेस, and fifth one is cellular structure. So these are the 5 features of life class. One by one now we are going to study each and every feature. First we are going to study about growth. Class, If someone asks you growth, what exactly is the definition of growth? In lower class, when you have studied growth, you say a very simple definition that irreversible increase in the size of the organism is known as growth. Now, just in this particular class, we are slightly adding your knowledge. We are going to study some more inner side of growth, some more objectives that can be asked on the basis of growth. Now, what does growth is? Growth has got twin features. इसके twin features होते हैं. पहला, increasing numbers of cell. दूसरा, increasing size. यानी जो growth है, that is characterized by the presence of two features. One, there should be increase in the number of the cell, that is also growth. And second, there should be increase in the in the size of the organism. Now, this growth is of two types further. One is known as intrinsic growth and other is known as extrinsic growth. Intrinsic growth इनर साइड में होता है और इंट्रिंसिक ग्रोथ का जो नेचर होता है वो इंटरसेप्शन होता है. Now class, when we speak about extrinsic growth, ये बाहर की तरफ होता है, आउटर साइड, और इसका नेचर एक्रिएशन होता है, डिपोजिशन. So if the growth is taking from within the body, it is known as intrinsic growth and it is also known as interception. And if the growth is taking place from outside, it is known as accretion. The nature of growth is accretion and it is also said as extrinsic growth. Now, this growth also takes place due to deposition of, rather accumulation of protoplast. The growth that takes place due to deposition or accumulation of protoplast is known as real growth. Sometimes the growth can also take place due to accumulation of non-living substance, and this accumulation of non-living substance is from outside. So this type of growth is the characteristic is also observed in non-living beings. Apart from living beings, obviously, non-living beings. Like, if we go for the second point here, the example can be increase in the size of sand dunes. रेत का टीला, ये सैंड का ड्यून है और इस सैंड के ड्यून पे सैंड इकट्ठा हो रहा है, सैंड्स आर एक्यूमुलेटिंग ओवर इट and slowly the size is growing. So the growth that is visible externally is also said as apparent growth. Is also said as apparent growth. I hope this particular topic about growth is clear. So before I switch on to the next topic, I would simply, in short summary, I would say, what is growth? Growth is increase in size of the cell, increase in number of the cell. It has got twin characteristic. One is numbers, other is size increment. Growth can be internal, growth can be external, growth can be due to accumulation of living substance, and growth can also due to be accumulation of non-living substance. Growth is observed in living being also, and growth is observed in non-living being also. So class, if the question is asked to you that is growth a defining feature of life, then your answer would be no, growth is not a defining feature of life, because growth apart from living being is also observed in non-living being. And this is what I said, sand dunes. So if I twist the question and ask you, is intrinsic growth the defining feature of life? Now what I am doing? I am using intrinsic growth. Intrinsic growth a defining feature of life? Yeah, it's a defining feature of life. Why? Because intrinsic growth takes place only and only due to accumulation of protoplasm, and that is the characteristic of living being. So when it's very much clear, the question is asked that whether it is intrinsic growth, then only we are going to say a defining feature of life. If only growth is asked, you are not going to say it as a defining feature of life. Why? Because many non-living things do so increase in size. After growth, the next character we are going to study is